How long have you got? 2 minutes? Let's go! The story of the Reformation begins in 1517 with the posting of Martin Luther's 95 Theses to the church door in Wittenberg, Germany. Luther, a devout monk, was protesting what he perceived to be a spate of doctrinal abuses emanating from the head of the Catholic Church, the papacy in Rome. He could find no less than 95 objections to positions promoted by the Pope centering on the question of the possibility of whether one could earn one's way into heaven, or whether, as Luther held, salvation was granted by God through faith alone, sola fide. As the Lutheran controversy raged on the continent, Luther was joined by the King of England, Henry VIII, in his rejection of papal authority, though for much different reasons. Henry wanted an heir and could not obtain an annulment of his marriage to his Spanish wife, Catherine of Aragon, who had borne him only a daughter. By the Acts of Supremacy of 1534, Henry made himself head of the Church of England and granted himself the desired break and a series of marriages to 6 wives in all. On the continent, the Reformation continued along religious lines, with John Calvin joining Luther in condemning man to complete inefficacy in determining his supernatural fate. Man was predestined, Calvin held, by an omnipotent God, which view he promoted in the defining work of Calvinism, the Institutes of the Christian Religion of 1536. A multiplicity of new sects arose, despite rising violent reaction within Christendom to this growing Protestant revolt against Catholicism. The Peace of Augsburg of 1555, accepted by the Holy Roman Emperor Charles V, announced the beginning of the disintegration of Christendom by the principle cuius regio, eius religio. The king chooses the religion. But this did not put an end to the bloodshed. Charles's heir Philip II tried to snuff out Calvinism in his Dutch possessions, where religious toleration had become the norm, sparking the 80 Years' War from 1568 to 1648. Dutch success came partly with English help, when Queen Elizabeth's England defeated the Spanish Armada in 1588. One last great Catholic push occurred throughout Europe in the devastating 30 Years' War, which ravaged Germany from 1618 to 1648. German Protestants were supported by Scandinavian Lutherans, especially the Swedish, and even by Catholic France pursuing national over religious aims, until the conflagration officially ended by the Treaty of Westphalia, whereby Christendom adopted a new, ever more pluralistic structure.